had into bringing her up. I mean, everything about it was kind of wrong. They kind of said she was a free agent. It made me think, what? So she wasn't good enough on NXT? They let her go, or what? Let her contract run out? I don't know what that was about. Secondly, like, she's lost back to back on Raw. It's like killing her momentum coming into this triple threat. I had no belief in her at all. I mean, and that's what she's supposed to be about. You're supposed to believe in this girl. That's her kind of thing. But coming off those back-to-back losses, it was kind of hard. And the way, like you said, it's so predictable where this whole angle is going, where we're going to end up. We're like making plans in our mind all the way right up until WrestleMania. It just kind of, it's all wrong. When the women's division is supposed to be this hot, you're supposed to actually like be able to mix it up. You're supposed to not know which way it's going. They're all supposed to be on an even level, but we know what they're working towards.
Yeah, I'd said this to Matt before the show yesterday. I think I messaged him, and I was talking about Bayley, and I said I would have much rather when Bayley came onto the Raw roster that she be nowhere near the title straight away. Nowhere near it. I mean, how is it that you come up from NXT and you're just thrown... Like, this is a small division. It's not like the men's one where Finn Balor does it. This is an incredible jump. With the women, look at the percentage of talent to get to that belt compared to the male side of it, okay? It's a huge difference. So the title is not that important, I would say, at this present time. I would have kept her well away from Sasha Banks, quite frankly, and well away from Charlotte right now. And I wish they would have just had this where we just get introduced to Bayley as a character, where maybe newer fans haven't all seen her, and we kind of understand what she's about. And it might have taken a program. I said to Matt I would have liked the perfect person would have been someone like Nikki Bella, who kind of represents that old sort of diva mentality that we had at one time, and just run with that for a couple of months. She goes over at the end of it, of course. Then you have the sort of great antagonist against someone like Bayley's character. Ideally, I would love Paige. I think she'd be perfect for that. The total heel against the total sort of baby face. And then you run Bayley into the sort of bigger matches in sort of WrestleMania season, where by that time we all know a little bit more about her. We've all seen her at her weakness, and we've seen her overcome a little bit. The way they've done this, Matt, it just seems totally rushed and almost very sort of fabricated. I mean, it just seems like you said, Matt, we all knew where this is going, and we all know where this is going. And I'm not that... I've got to say, they haven't exactly even explained the relationship of Sasha Banks and Bayley that well in general anyway. I mean, other than the fact Sasha Banks picked her as a partner at a pay-per-view, a few months back, that had just come out of nowhere. So nobody really knows what that relationship is anyway, or was. So it's very odd. The match itself, Matt, I mean, I always say this, and you know this, Matt, I'm not a huge fan of the triple threat, so of course I was always going to be a little bit down on this. But I know you weren't very happy, you was a little bit negative on the whole having Dana out there again. Was this just going through the motions in this match for you?
Yeah, definitely. It just felt like a pit stop. It felt like a pit stop on the way to Sasha versus Charlotte, the legit rematch, because this just felt like an excuse to get another pay-per-view match out of the way, protect Sasha, at the expense of what we don't want to see. We don't want to see these kind of things at the expense of Bayley, who still needs to actually create a path for herself. But it's not a good way to come up and have your sort of debut kind of pay-per-view, if you don't count the last one, as kind of, just being used as a pin, an escape.
Yeah, I mean, the match, it wasn't a terrible match. I mean, the thing with me, I don't enjoy triple threats that much in WWE. For this is one of the reasons I don't. How come every triple threat match now is automatically no DQ? Well, I'll tell you why it's no DQ. It's so that one of them is always going to be on the outside, and there's no count. That formula, it just seems to have... It's so overworked now. It's incredible. I remember a day when you used to get great triple threat matches between, it didn't really matter who it was, but it's the way it was booked, where it wasn't about just one person on the outside, two going at it every time, and sort of taking a breather, and then the next person gets in or keeps breaking the count. It was, you would see a match so well booked that everyone was involved at one time, and when it's done right, it's perfect to have a triple threat. I mean, that's how it was designed. I feel they've been a bit lazy over the past couple of years with these triple threats. I mean, I haven't seen the best triple threat I saw, which was one of the best matches I think I gave of last year, which was the Royal Rumble between Brock, Seth, and who I can't remember who the other person was in that match, but
John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena. Yeah, I thought that was incredible, but. I just feel with these triple threats in general, I think it's just sometimes they say, yeah, it's no DQ, so one of them's going to be on the outside, and two can work at the best quick pace and whatnot. I just feel it's a little bit lazy sometimes. I don't know what your opinion is on that, Matt, whether I'm sort of overlooking it a little bit and looking into things as I always do, but
no, totally. I was totally feeling that. I was feeling sorry for Charlotte by the end of it, because she did a majority of the heavy lifting in this match. It seemed to be either Charlotte was taking a break, not Charlotte, Sasha was taking a break, or Bayley was taking a break, but being the only heel in the match, Charlotte was left to do the majority of the work.
Yeah. So here we have the classic case, three amazing talents in a match that nobody really cares about too much. It's shocking, really, because these three are such great talents, male or female. These three are like up there, in both categories, in my opinion. Sasha Banks, sky's the limit with that one. Charlotte, amazing talent, no doubt about it. And Bayley, who should be your rising star, is just looking so weak. It's not even in a good way. It's not even like I can see a great comeback out of all this. I just think it's looking weak. Overall, the match, as I said, it wasn't terrible, but it was definitely better than the one I saw on at SummerSlam and all the rest of it. But for me, Matt, I gave this just a 3 stars. It was neither bad or overly great for me. Right in the middle, just a 3 stars. I felt sorry for each individual, just the way it was booked. What was your sum up? And obviously Charlotte, we kind of probably knew she was going to walk out with a belt, but your sum up on the match itself, Matt.
Yeah, I'm giving it the 3 stars, just about. I was really disappointed because I knew the person that was going to get pinned, and I knew how it was going to happen. I was just disappointed to do anything unexpected.
Yeah. That finished. It got 15 minutes odd, so it was a decent time for the females, but just slightly disappointing with the sort of predictable side of things. That led us now, Matt, to the WWE United States Championship, a rematch, of course, from SummerSlam, where I was left asking what the hell I'd just seen that night. We saw this again. Now, Matt, Roman Reigns was sniffing around the Universal Championship on Raw, past Raws in between this, and it's only sort of at the back end we've seen Rusev keep interrupting, and he's trying to get his own back on Roman, whatever. So these two have come back together again. Going into this match, was you excited to see another US title match between these two guys?
I can't say I was. I felt Roman was a real danger to Rusev's title reign. Rusev's done no wrong. The title's good on Rusev. He's good as the monster heel. I was kind of worried that Roman was going to take that, and then it does kind of lead you into the wilderness. Where are we with a Roman title reign? What is it? Who would be the challengers? Is there anyone that can challenge him? I think he's so much of a he's so overpowered as a good guy. It's hard to hit him fairly. So I think he's gonna. It would be hard to see any other challengers apart from Rusev.
Yeah, was it me, Matt, or did you find this was like the live crowd, like it was the loudest that they were during this match? Because I found that they were really whether they were chanting Roman sucks or whatever, They seem quite loud in this match in general. Like, I was surprised at the reaction it got, considering where it had come from, and everything else.
we definitely know the heat that Roman has. But I tell you what, like, people are falling into the trap, you know. They want to cheer his name, they want to chant his name, either positive or negative, you know. That's a reaction for Roman, and that's getting him, like, all that he needs. And this was the most I've seen him get the reaction like John Cena, you know, 50% liked, 50% hated, you know, and it was loud. So the US kind of level is where he should be at for now, but because there's still something there, there's still a spark that could still.
Yeah, there's still something that hopefully could. I mean, it's such a shame. You look back on hindsight and you think to yourself, why did WWE not have Roman winning this belt first? Why was this not his first major title? And stick him with this title and have a long run to the point where we think this guy is credible, and then you push him out, you know, in the unexpected terms. You don't need that Royal Rumble twice over to sort of get this guy in that zone. But, you know, nonetheless, that we could go on forever about that, Matt, and we speak enough about Roman Reigns on this podcast, believe me. The match itself, Matt, was you surprised with it? I mean, I felt it was fairly good for these two guys. I mean, the style was always going to be what it was, but I mean, they got like a good 17 minutes out of this between the two. Was you surprised where it was on the card as well?
Yeah, I was. I was surprised it was so high up. I thought it might be a little bit earlier. I'm surprised they worked as hard as they did. I mean, I know, like, we keep on talking about Roman, but we have to because he's in the match. But people don't like his moveset. They say he's got a very scripted moveset. That, you know, but I did kind of feel like he was doing it sort of out of sequence. You know, you couldn't actually look at what he was going to do and just go, "Oh, he's going to do this," unless it was the spear, because you could see that coming a mile. But, you know, otherwise, I think he did a good job of mixing it up. I mean, I thought he was going to do his usual spot of jumping over the top rope, but that didn't happen. So, you know, I was pleasantly surprised about the way the match panned out.
Yeah, the result to it, Matt, new United States champion. For Roman Reigns, is this, before we talk about Rusev, Roman winning this belt now, not at SummerSlam, whatever, is this the right direction for Roman Reigns with the US title, like we spoke about? Is this his level for now?
Well, you know, if we was in charge of creative, you know, we'd be going in so many different directions.
Yeah.
I can't really see where this leads. I can't really see who will take the title off of him because, you know, like I said, Roman is the equivalent of a monster heel, but he's a monster face. It's even worse. It's even harder to beat a face, you know. So it kind of leaves me feeling like I don't even know if they know where they're going with this. It's going to have to be in the terms of John Cena's kind of run, isn't it? Where you just keep giving people title shots, you know, and then I suppose everyone's going to be rooting for his opponents more than him, I suppose, especially on Raws, depending on what place he's in. But I wouldn't have given him the title. I would have had him lose, have him doubt, kind of like they're doing with Dolph Ziggler, have him doubt himself, you know, like, why is he here, what's he doing? And then maybe people would have jumped onto that thinking, yeah, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, it was a surprise to me that he won that belt, but, you know, on the flip side to it, Matt, like you said, Rusev, who I think's done an incredible job at re-establishing himself as a credible force again from a couple of years ago when we saw him with that belt. Now, he's not, you know, I don't know what good this does for a Rusev. I thought we were getting behind Rusev. This must be a nightmare for someone like Rusev, because obviously, let's be fair, Matt, it's like a ripple effect. You know, it's like the butterfly thing. I mean, if you think back to a couple of months when Roman was suspended, since he's come back, there's no doubt in my mind he's been punished. Okay, they definitely dropped the ball on him in a lot of ways. Okay, and they've had him putting over a lot of guys in the meantime, including Balor and all the rest of it. They've had him doing the jobs a lot more, where he's been protected so much. At the same time, this means he's got to go at a different level, and they're not going to